You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk some NFL, thank God. Namely, the Cleveland Browns. As we know, they've been dealing with a situation, and according to what just came out involving Deshaun Watson's contract, they will be continuing to deal with this situation for a very, very long time. They have just restructured Deshaun Watson's contract. Again, worst trade in NFL history, worst contract in NFL history. It's been a disaster. As the Cleveland Browns sort of eye their next quarterback, we think in this NFL draft. I'm sure if they absolutely could, they'd probably take Cam Ward. Deion Sanders is dropping like a rock. Jackson Dart is starting to go up the draft boards, and we don't know how that's going to go. And we'll take a look at that too, because the Browns, well, Cam Ward is coming into their building, and I'll get to that in a minute. So this is Florio. When it comes to arguably the single worst transaction in NFL history, the Browns keep kicking the salary can on it. They're kicked it so frequently that through 2025, the fourth year of the deal, the Browns have only absorbed only 41.1 percent of the total cap dollars in the contract. The numbers don't lie. The 5-year guaranteed contract, fully guaranteed contract, pays out $230 million. Through 2025, Watson will have been paid $184 million, but roughly of that amount, $94.6 million will have hit the cap. That leaves $135.4 million to be charged in 2026 and beyond. My God. And while last year's tweaking of the deal makes it easier to push the dead money out, as far as 2029, they won't be fully free of the albatross contract for years to come. The exercise of the 2025 restructuring sends two other messages. First, our cockeyed idea for dumping the final $92 million by including Watson in a Myles Garrett trade, you got to be out of your mind, Florio. That's not going to happen. By converting the maximum amount of $46 million 2025 salary into a bonus, the deal has only $47.255 million remaining. I'm not going any further on that. What team is going to do that? Seriously? I've seen this before. That's not good. Nobody's taking that Deshaun Watson contract. Really? Lamar Jackson literally wanted that contract, and he didn't get it. And there was a nasty holdout, and it got public, and everybody remembers that. Took him forever to finally get around to doing the deal with Lamar. Other quarterbacks have wanted the deal, and the league has said no, never again. The Titans will kick off their 30 visits today, hosting Penn State edge rusher Abdul Carter in Nashville. Meanwhile, the Browns will have Miami QB Cam Ward for one of its 30 visits in Barrera. Okay, so Cam Ward, we hadn't talked a lot about him yet. 38 games played. I'm going to tell you, I like that. All right, guys, you know I'm old school. I love the 30-game rule that Bill Parcells had. Needs to have won 23, 24 of them, something like that. 3-1 touchdown to interception ratio, or as close as you can get to that. And that's pretty much what we've got, exactly. And I like to see a completion percentage in college over 65%. We got that. All right, so he checks a lot of the boxes I like for a quarterback coming out, 9.5 yards per play. He does have a little mobility to him. I understand 1.2, 3.4 don't look great. 3.4 looks a lot better. And I imagine with design runs, we haven't seen his 40 time yet. He's going to end up looking pretty good, I think. He looks like a real athlete. He moves like an athlete. And he damn sure has more mobility and athleticism than somebody like Shadur. Sorry, not sorry. Don't know what to tell you. You know the other guy that keeps coming up the draft board, Jackson Dart? I like him too. All right. He's not 6'2", by the way. All these quarterbacks came in shorter than they were listed in college. But the thing I love, 45 games played, 65% completion, nearly 12,000 yards passing, and also basically a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. And Jackson can scoot 600 yards. All right, his sophomore year, almost 400 in his junior year, and almost 500 in his senior year with 14 touchdowns. Jackson is mobile, and he can certainly get around. All right. There was a mock draft that came out yesterday that has the Giants now taking Jackson Dart number 3 overall. In fact, this mock draft actually had all 3 quarterbacks going in the top 3. I don't think that's going to happen, folks. I don't. I don't think Jackson Dart, I don't necessarily think he gets up that far. And Shadur, there's a lot of talk of him going somewhere between 20 and second round now. And this is the other thing about Shadur we want to keep in mind. There is a world where Deion has set some of this up, all right, because he's concerned about the team that Shadur would go to, may want to go to a different franchise. Is he trying to get him dropped all the way to the Cowboys? I don't know. There is also a feeling that some teams are wondering about the Deion wanting to coach Shadur dynamics, and that some coaches that may feel like they may be looking over their shoulder at Deion if this guy's the quarterback. And that may be causing some issues as well. I don't think that should even be an issue, but I'll tell you this. I think Deion should be the Dallas Cowboys head coach right now. If you were going to go with Brian Schottenheimer, I mean, you might as well pivoted and hire Deion Sanders and then see what you see. And maybe they could have figured out how to have gotten Shadur on the team. Again, I don't love him as a prospect. All right, Cam Ward, I like him a lot better compared to last year. I'm not even going to go into what quarterbacks did I like last year. You guys know I love Jaden Daniels. I had him as my number 1 QB. But let's just say in the quarterback orders that they were drafted, Caleb, Jaden, Drake, Cam Ward would still be number 4. All right, out of all of those quarterbacks, and there would have still been argument for Cam Ward versus Bo Nix, Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy. He probably, I think, would have been right behind Drake May, maybe tied with Penix, right behind Penix, something like that. All right, I think that's where he would have ranked out. This year, he's definitely the number 1 QB on the board. All right, but last year, we may look at last year's draft, and it may be one of the most historic quarterback drafts we've seen in a long time since that historic Big Ben, Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning draft. And then, of course, the one back in the day, the one that had all the draft, the 83 draft that really shaped the NFL for a lot of years. We're going to find out. The Cleveland Browns are still in a mess over Deshaun Watson. Still. I mean, does he? He's not. I can't see him retiring because he's got so much money coming. So he's going to ride the bench. I mean, at some point, the Cleveland Browns are going to be like, F it. Look, we gave him the contract. If they wait till next year, the cap goes up another, let's say, $25 million. They'll just say, okay, since he actually signed the contract, we've added $40 to $50 million to the salary cap. Let's just cut him. Just cut him, eat it, and get it off the books. I don't know. It's a nightmare for the Cleveland Browns. Once again, they gave up Baker Mayfield for Deshaun Watson. Cam Ward may end up being the guy there. My only question to this, and nobody's talking about it, If the Tennessee Titans need a quarterback, why aren't they drafting Cam Ward? Question mark? Anybody? Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.